Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to give you some insight on the academic side of my life. Something I haven't shared on here before, but one of my goals moving forward is to share more of who I truly am. And so in this video, you'll get to know a bit more about the school side of me, and then also I'll share my plan to finish university by the end of this year. Before we get into that, we're going to go way back because I want to give you some context as to how this came about. So when I came to Canada around grade 4 or 5, I did not speak the language. I did not have any friends. I had a broken leg, made everything a lot more difficult, and I was just trying to fit in. I could not pronounce the TH. I was in the ESL program, and I had to learn English and French at the same time. So the first couple years were very challenging. I wasn't getting the best grades, mainly C's, a couple of B's. But then when I got to high school, things changed. Because of the boundary I was living in, I couldn't go to the same high school as most of my middle school friends. So I had a difficult time making friends. I was very shy, and so the entirety of high school, my two outlets were athletics and academics. From grade 9 to grade 12, my marks were either in the 90s or in the 80s. I got like 2 or 3 70s, and I got multiple silver medals throughout high school. I credit a lot of that to having greatly educated parents who highly value academics. And so having that pressure on me, although it was a bit extreme at times, having that pressure on me is what was that driving force to get high marks in high school. I barely had a social life in high school. I was a shy kid. I had very low confidence. My focus was grades, and then I also loved soccer. It was my ambition, my dream to go and play professional. And so when it came time to graduate high school, I had this ambition that I wanted to pursue, but at the same time I had this immense cloud of pressure and expectations to go and become a highly educated individual who would go on to become a doctor or something similar. Being raised in a traditional Middle Eastern family, anytime I made an effort to express my joy and passion for athletics or the creative field, the response was very negative. It was like a door being slammed on you. And that time from there was very difficult. I had a lot of great offers from many different schools, but because I was in a scarcity mindset around finances, I decided to go to Carleton University, and the only reason I went there is because of soccer. I went to Carleton for biomedical sciences. My first year was very rough. Being part of the soccer team was not going well. I was shy. After a whole year of university, I had made one friend in my program. What made things worse is after putting in a lot of hard work in off season and having this idea that I'm doing well in hopes of having a good second season with the soccer team, a day before the season began, I got released from the team. Being part of that team was a huge part of my identity. It was something I was proud of, and it was also a gateway to getting me to the next levels of my ambition. That was a very difficult time for me because it was like someone had taken the script that I had written for myself, a poorly written script. I was someone who didn't have much knowledge, but this was my hope, and someone just ripped it right in front of me. The following months were some of the most difficult, but after reflecting on everything that had happened, I realized that the only reason I was at this school was because of soccer. So if it was not part of the project anymore, then why am I still here? So I transferred over to the University of Ottawa, and although a couple of the credits didn't carry over, I didn't really care because it allowed me to get into human kinetics, the field of kinesiology, something that is closer to what I enjoy doing, and it also gave me a new identity. So this is where soccer really starts to interfere with school, because I had booked a flight 2 hours after my final exam in the semester to fly to Europe in hopes of signing a contract to play there, which eventually worked out. Because I had signed a contract to play in Europe, the next 2 years was a mix of taking a semester off, going full-time when I was back, doing part-time in between. Then I went to sign with a different team. And then the pandemic started, which brings us to where we are now. This past fall semester, I took 6 classes. It was very hectic with everything else I had going on, but I did pretty well. So let's talk about the plan for this year and what's left. This current winter semester, I'm taking 6 classes. Once I'm done this semester, I have 4 classes left. I'm planning to do that either in the summer or in the fall. And at that point, I'm going to be done the degree. So what happens after that in terms of academics for me? Early on, there was this idea planted by my family that medical school should be the route. Now, although the capacity is there, I reflected on this for many years, and I don't think it's the route for me. because there's all of these other career routes that even thinking about them bring me such joy and excitement. Those are the things I want to pursue. Those are the things that are going to make me feel the most alive. But with that being said, there is something I'm potentially thinking about in the future. In the long term, once I've maximized my athletic career, I want to get further into the field of training, specifically the mental side of things. It's something I'm voluntarily learning more about every single day, and it brings me such great joy being able to give people the tools they need to access their best self and their best possible performance. Now, will that turn into a master's of sports psych or something similar? I don't know, but in the long term, I'm thinking I'm gonna go down that route, or I'm gonna go into the field of business, creativity, media. I love the combination of those things. So that's where my mind is at right now. We'll see what happens in the future, but I want to give you some insight on that because it's a big part of who I am. It's a big part of how I was raised, and it also shapes a lot of the decisions that I make. Hope you enjoy getting to know a little bit about the school side of my life. I'm going to share more of that as the year goes on. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see or if you have any questions. I appreciate the support and I wish you an amazing day.